Hi, this is Jillibling. How are you today? I have a project I'd love to share with you using the stamp set and the bundle. I guess it's not a bundle anymore. Sailing Home. What do you think? Isn't that just nice? You know how in May I'm trying to do Manly May projects. And this is going to be a June project, but I love it. I love this one. You notice that? I'll show you how to do that. Not that it's hard, but I'll show you. And here is one in Cherry Cobbler. And this one I saw on Pinterest. Narella, oh, how do you say this? Farugia. She posted this on Pinterest. I'm not sure what she did on the inside, but this is what her outside looked like. And then, you know, as I keep going, they start out, and I'm trying to make them simple, and then I add more and more. This one is adding a little bit more, a bit more coloring. But isn't that cool? It looks like you could pick that anchor right up off of there. So I have one in cherry, two of them in navy. So I'd like to do another cherry one. Different than all these, somehow. And we'll be using the stamp set Sailing Home. On this project, I wanted to make one for a birthday. So happy birthday, celebrating you on the inside. And that's using One Happy Family. Let's see, here's the happy birthday and celebrating you. Nice stamp set. Just got it. Sitting there on the counter waiting to be put away. It's like, this is perfect. Has a lot of other great words in it. And using the dies, these are called Sailing, and using most of the dies right here. I'm going to need these in just a minute. And doing a little bit of coloring with the blends. This project uses only Memento ink. Okay, let's go. Okay, so if you followed me for long, you know I love my templates. Whenever I do a template, I try to make things easier, and this template does the trick. It's not fancy. These little slits right here, pieces of paper, they're a ½ inch, and in between is a ¼ inch. And I could already hear in class or somebody having the box, they're like, how do I make them equal? Template. But you could easily make this. And then this paper is 5 by 3 3/4. And on my blog, I'll list all the paper sizes. But I'll show you how to use this. So let's get started. Stampin' Up! Thick, white, basic white paper. Okay, and these are inside papers. We'll do that in just a minute. And this is going to be for the top. So it's not that hard. Tony just left, so Bo is just beside himself. He's just a mess right now. He's out there barking. I thought he'd calm down, but there he goes again. So the first 2 samples I made, I used liquid glue for this part. And you'll have to trim. I'll show you what I'm talking about with all this in just a minute. But trimming through liquid glue, it's a little challenging. So I'd suggest for attaching these 2 pieces here, use your, oh, I used my big one. Use your tape runner, whatever you have. So when I put these on, I'm just leaving maybe a 1/8 inch of this granite gray paper showing. So it's going to be like this, and when you're looking at them, you're probably saying, those aren't equal. If you want, you could peel it off. If it's stuck really good like that, don't worry about it. Because when you look on here, yeah, that side is wider than that one, but you didn't notice, huh? Those are pretty equal. Those are equal, but it gets covered up by so much stuff, it's okay. Okay, so on the card, you see it happening already. That. Now I just need all the little slits in between there. So let's do that first because it takes just a little bit of dry time. my template. Narrow side, wide side, narrow paper, wide paper. So I'm going to put this with the granite gray facing up, and I'm going to attach my template. I think Bo is calling for, Dad, Dad, come home. I hope you can't hear him. I think you can, but he's just a mess. Okay, because I want to put glue on the granite gray paper to attach these little pieces. And that's going to be the front of the card. Okay, granite gray. I know you can hear that. He's crazy. He was just in here. I thought he calmed down. I waited a half an hour, but no. Okay, and washi tape, I'm purposely putting it on the granite gray side because if I put it on the front of the card, sometimes the washi tape is really sticky and it might damage the front of the card. Okay, so I'm going to get my liquid glue. Oh, that dog's going to drive me crazy. And on all of these without washi tape, I'm going to do just a little bit of glue on the inside, not around the edges. Maybe I need to close the door. It's so nice outside today. I think I'm going to close the door. I'll close it in just a minute. Okay, so these little pieces, and you need 7 pieces of navy or cherry, whatever you choose. And they just fit in here. And trying to cut very precise small pieces is challenging. So some of these pieces might be, like see that one's almost a little bit too long. And this one might be, that one fits in there perfectly, but if it's too wide, just continue with the process. I try to make them smaller. So this one is a little bit too long and too wide, but it's okay. I'm going to show you a workaround for that. That one fits perfectly. So I have 2 left. Where the washi tape is, there's no glue. I'll do that part in just a minute. Okay, so just make sure that all those are in the glue and let it sit off to the side to dry. If I were to try to pull it up or move on to this, these might pop up. I want the glue to soak into the paper and really adhere. So I'll come back and do these other 2 pieces in just a minute. Okay, so for on the front, I have some papers, strips of basic white, and I'm going to stamp with Memento. And I will do a lighthouse. And there's dies for everything for this project, which is really nice. Memento, lighthouse, and how about the sailboats? Here's one. And the little sailboat. And then this one I want as a graduation card. I'm going to do it congrats and leave a little bit of extra room because I know what the die, it's the cutest die, looks like. And that's it. Okay, so these washi tape is handy. I put washi tape on these just because if they're at all warped when you run it through, they shift. And get that lined up. And you know, on some of the projects, this one I use the dies. This one I hand cut everything so it's a little bit closer. So if you don't want to do the die cutting, or if you want the closer look, that's cutting with your snips. And this one is cutting with my snips, and I got it really close. But I'm going to try to do the dies here. Not that one. Oh, here's the, for the words. And here is a sailboat. This is the big sailboat. Oh, and you know, another thing is, before you run stuff through on your machine, it's probably best to cut these only because if I left this paper on, and if you don't have brand new cutting pads, it's going to leave a lovely little pattern in here, and we don't want that. So just for ease, I'm going to cut all these separate. And that makes it easier for positioning too. Okay, so where were we? Congrats. So I'm going to cut these and then color them using the blends. Here they are. You like my mahogany boat? Have you been watching NCIS and you know how Jethro was building that boat in his basement? How did he get it out of there? But just recently he got it out, and it was like the season finale, and the boat blew up once he had it out. I don't know how he got it out of his basement, but that's okay. Anyhow, mahogany boat, just like Jethro's. Okay, so here's the template. That's the front. So you know, let me just move these off to the side because I'm going to put glue on this granite paper and stick down the other little panels. And every one of my samples that I did, I ended up having to trim the bottom because there's so many little papers going on that every time one of them was just a little bit too big. So just plan on trimming it. Okay, so back to where we were. A little bit of glue. Maybe. There we go. And not too much. If you put a lot on, it just takes longer to dry. And for these little pieces, you don't need that much. What's nice about this template is it makes your card top perfectly 5 by 3 3/4. See how this perfectly fits on there? It's perfectly square. It's another use for the template. And if the piece is small, like there's a little gap over here, it doesn't matter. That won't show on the front. Okay, so there is that. And I'm going to let it dry just a little bit more. I'll work on the inside and then come back and finish up the top. So for the inside, these pieces here, congrats, I think in the stamp set, set sail in the direction of your dreams. Very nice. Okay. And you know, every time I look at this, it looks crooked. So I lined up the block with the words. So this block, this piece part right here, is parallel with the words. When I flip it over, I think I put the label on crooked because that certainly does look crooked to me. Yeah, stamping it right there, it looks very crooked. But it came out just fine. Gotta have these tricks. You know, I should keep this nearby because I think I want set sail in the direction of your dreams. I need a sailboat on here. I don't want to do too much coloring. I'll just do maybe 2 boats. That's going to mean some coloring. I didn't prepare this part. I love this stamp set. It's perfect for Memorial Day weekend. Okay, these little birds, adorable. One of the card fronts I put way too many on. So the next one I did none. So it looks like this one's kind of floating. Good. So to do the coloring, I'm going to color it like these were, just to remain consistent. So here is navy light, and I have that close to these sailboats, just a little bit. Oh yeah, maybe I could continue the water. Then spray, which is just like a lighter hue. Spray light. Okay, and then the smoky slate light is going to be like the cabin sleeping area. Just a hint of color. And spray light can be the shadows of the sails. Okay. And let's see. So for the mahogany boat, I'm using cherry dark for the darkest color. And then for the other colors, I'm doing Cajun light and dark. Cajun seems like it kind of colors over the cherry, but I know it does leave a little bit of a cherry hue in there, which is what I like. Leaving room for that Cajun light color to be introduced. Okay, there, colored. So I'll attach this to the inside. Maybe. And then we'll work on the card top, the outside of the card. So this card can be as simple or as fancy as you like. I try to do easy ones, but it's just hard, and then I keep on adding on more and more each time. Okay, so here we are, back to the front. That's going to be the front of the card. So this, the glue has had time to set, and some of these pieces, for instance, this one right here, is a little bit bigger than the slot. So it just takes a little bit of pulling it and it'll pop out of that slot. But because the glue has had time to set up, I know I won't be pulling the pieces off. Okay, so done with the template, and look at that. It's perfect except for, I was trying to lift it there. This right here, I need to trim the ends. So in class I'll have a trimmer, but just whatever trimmer you have. Or if you want, you could do your scissors, but I have a trimmer right here. Okay, now the other side. There, looks good. Oh, I was going to do this one this way. Well, with the beautiful inside done, I'm not. And you know what, looking at this inside, I'm going to soften this up a little bit with the color lifter, because I certainly see each of my little marker strokes, and I want it to be softer. Especially around the edges. Not so much right under the boat, but this part right over here, where it's kind of fading out into my pretend ocean. Okay, that's better. Softer. So, well, kind of messes up my plan, but that's okay. Dimensionals. There's some big ones. Mini, 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 mini. No, only have mini ones there. That's okay. So if I had big ones, I would probably just put 4 of them on. But because they're mini, I'll put a few extra. And this just gives those, the top, a few more shadows where all those slits are. You know, it's in the details, all these little details we do. That's good. Okay, so I want to do this one different, just like that. So it goes right in the center. Okay, and then, gosh, I had a plan to do it the other way. I even took a picture on my phone with it laid out. Trying to keep it simple. How's that? I think I need some birds. I should have stamped the birds before I put that down. Well, I'm going to try. So there's a dimensional there. Oh, I caught an edge. Okay, do your birds first. Should I try another bird? I'll try one more bird to cover up that. If this was a place for rhinestones, hold on, hold on. Covered it up. Excuse me. Okay, back on track here. So let's see. This will get dimensionals. This might hold it all together. I'll start with the words. This doesn't have any of the twine on it. I'm kind of thinking, how can I, wait a minute, try to, don't do so much. I'm trying to keep it a little bit simple. Okay, so this is going to go about here. Like that. Well, that looks good. Okay. And these I'll put on dimensionals too. And then I'll put that one flat. Just about everything is on dimensionals. Okay, one more. One more for Lori. Okay. This, I don't want to put down too much. Oh, you know, that's okay. Right like that. Because I'm going to glue this one down. And I know that there's a dimensional right here. Okay. And then this one gets a little bit of liquid glue. I need to refill the bottle. Just a little bit. If you put on too much, it might warp the paper. Certainly don't want that. Okay, the mahogany boats are very classic. That looks good. Okay, so that's it. There it is. Here's the other ones. One more. Pretty, aren't they? Okay, so I'll list all the products used and paper sizes on my blog, which is jillibling.com. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and then off to the side is a little bell. Make sure to turn the notifications on. Nikki and Becky, they subscribe, but they're like, I'm not getting your stuff. You have to turn on the little bell. Now they're like, now I'm getting it. So there it is. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.